How one would actually distinguish the German and French hipster? Fabien is really a young. Pauline, who do you portray by giving a depiction of the young Parisian and the young Berliner, who both of them actually belong to the same species? What are those? Hipster, one word. The very common object in a ritual, the Carambolage explains in a very playful and humorful and humorous way to make a distinction by pointing out the tiny differences and the great difference between Germans and the Frenchies. That's really interesting. 9 rare things that actually experienced as a antique, unique convention factually. 10 things that were indeed allowed in the past experience time. Smoking. That's a somewhat different type of a cultural experience in Germany. Smoking, 2014, literally much alerted conscious understanding of the substance uses that had been actually elevated for creativity. This documentation goes after the question and truly lays down the foundation for this drug consumption with the exhaustion and inspiration and aspiration and creativity and for production when one wouldn't be high. However, with the social status of the artist, that has something to do with the actual status and condition as artists. The history of the drug substance to be pot blowing in the literary culture, as well as musical and artistic creation in the second portion, starting from the beginning of the Romanticism in 1815 up to the end of the Second World War, and from 1950 to today. Starting from the old era of the Romanticism, the actual cultural artists frequently use the drug substance and the cannabis for their recreational inspiration, to expand their consciousness, and to have a hallucinating fantasy, which could kick off the creativity. Writers and the directors and filmmakers and musicians, magicians and artists use the substance frequently in our society, who actually would be the most frequent to consume the substance. And the tiny history of the drug literature demonstrates the actual side of the different artistic history, which he reveals relationship between art and drug in the last 200 years that has been developed by having a unique relationship. Okay? How great is our universe? This documentary. Let's see. How great is our universe? With the power of the 10 out of the documentary film IMAX Cosmic Voyage, would it be very impressive, short, and in a diversified way has explained, and it would actually take us to the very site of the scene. But unfortunately, there would be no German understanding for the new version, as I would actually like to provide. So I have already shortly created the fan dubbing by instantaneously posting the latest version, since there is no German version that is available shortly. I hope things works well for you, things suit your taste. How come the actual strict mother as a stepmother only exists in Germany? That's so funny. En français, ça s'appelle quoi? Ça s'appelle quoi? Je l'oublie. Mais un nom. Mais un nom. Belle mais un nom. Ça s'appelle... Ah non.